Who would have thought Spear Hero would have had the craziest redemption? Be gone! Yo, please tell me. Yo! There ain't no way, bruh! And to think, there's people who unironically said this season was lame. Yeah, well guess what? My lame-ass show's getting 5 seasons, and yours barely can get 2. Who's laughing now? At the end of the day, I honestly don't care if someone doesn't like something I like. If they just genuinely don't like it, they list their reasons for why they don't, and they move on with their day. But there is a lot of like foaming mouth haters surrounding the Shield Hero anime that truly believe it's dog shit. How could you like trash, mediocre taste? And it brings me great joy to know that more than likely 99% of the people who feel that passionately about how shit Shield Hero seemingly is are probably rolling, just screaming to the moon that their favorite anime will never get a season 2, while Shield Hero is now confirmed for season 5. And you know that's not even going to be the last season. We're going to get to season 8, 9, 10, and the same reactions are going to exist. And for that, it brings me great joy. Does that make me a shitty person? Maybe, but frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, because one of my favorites is coming back for more. Now, you make sure you drop a like on this video to show your support and also that you have good taste, because you know that Shield Hero beat peak. You can also subscribe if you're new around here, but Patreon's where you catch my full live reactions to all the Shield Hero greatness. We didn't do much on the channel for this season, but I've been watching it every week over there, and it has been fantastic. I mean, I wasn't necessarily walking in expecting an announcement right away, but I knew before the year was up we would probably get one. The thing is as much as, yes, there's negativity online, this is a case of a show still being very popular. It's just people, for the most part, they see all this negative outrage and they just don't want to discuss it online, because when you say, oh, I like this thing that, you know, a vocal minority are hating on, you know, you get drowned out and feel like you're an outcast. The way I've known that this has remained popular is that you can bitch and moan all you want, but when a show is within a top 10, sometimes top 5 streaming for certain platforms, I'm like, oh, it got watched a lot. You know that Velma show? I didn't like it, mind you, but the show broke records because so many people hate watched it. I was like, oh, it's going to get a season 2. Now, do I think it'll get a season 3? Probably not, because it was mainly hate watched. Is that Shield Hero, every time it comes back, it's within like the top 10, like for the most part. Like sometimes I've seen top 12, whatever, but it's breaking records for Crunchyroll. And at the same time, I see that it does have a good viewership still in Japan as well. So it'll keep coming. Honestly, I keep getting comments on like my first video of the season or one of the last videos I've done on this show on the channel, and people are like, do you still feel the same way? Because obviously it fell off, right? Like, no. By the end of this season, I felt like it was my favorite Shield Hero season. And people are going to be so outraged over that. How could you what about season 1's great? It's my second favorite season. But the thing is my favorite part of season 1 isn't the first half of season 1. It's the second half. Because as much as it's fun to see Naofumi edgy and mad, once his character started shifting and he started opening up to other people and the politics of the world started getting going a little more, that was way more interesting to me. Season 2, ignore the 3D turtle bullshit. It's just the lamest season in my opinion. The arc isn't that great, but it's still enjoyable. But it's like, yeah, I can understand, like, universally, even among source readers, season 2 is the weakest arc. Get past that shit. Making it 2 cores would have made it a slog, and, you know, while I probably would have still watched it, many people wouldn't. Season 3 shifts it, and I'm like, oh, this is feeling more similar to the second half of season 1, but you're also doing a lot of the politics of season 2, which was the star attraction. Now that brings us to season 4. The big plot point is obviously going to the Shield Hero's kingdom where he was supposed to be summoned, also putting Talia on her rightful throne. Yeah, my favorite season. The final fight of the latest episode, episode 12 of season 4, is something that rivals some of the season 1 fights, and that's something I haven't really felt since season 1. Season 3 definitely had good animation and some good fights, but the final fight of this episode was completely different ballpark. And I love what they did because building up to the Emperor reveal of who was in charge, the rules felt so stupid, like you can't hurt animals. So like when they first get to this Emperor's kingdom, I forget what it was like a boar that might have attacked a kid or something, and everyone had to stand there looking because you can't hurt a royal decreed animals. Like it's not like it's like, oh, this is an animal of their kingdom, it's their central mascot. No, it's it was just a lot of stupid rules. And it turns out a kid was, at face value, don't hurt animals. Seems like a great thing to do, but you don't think of the repercussions if an animal is trying to attack you. And then you learn that he was being manipulated by this horrible bitch. And then we do this whole uprising. And the fact that they're like, hey, a giant bird ate the previous emperor. I'm now emperor. People love the story. In fact, no, we just made up a story because the kid was innocent. At the end of the day, the kid was innocent and he had a good heart. And now hopefully he gets a good chance of a life now. People can have their opinions. But if people are still genuinely shocked that Sheild Hero is now up to Season 5, and are like, I don't get it. This isn't the Naofumi I thought. There are some people who will still come to me and say the show was better when Naofumi hated everyone. And at that point, I always say, then go watch revenge porn. Go watch shows with no emotional depth. Naofumi being angry and hating the world is a really good part of the show, but it's not the thing that should stick forever. Naofumi went, emotionally bought a slave. If Naofumi was the same person he was in Season 1, he would be Emperor right now. Him not even looking at the title as something he wants, because he's not here to crush his enemies, he's trying to survive. Of course Raftalia would be the rightful heir here. This is beautiful. Not to mention, they did some really funny things. Now, Spear Hero is one of the most complicated characters I've ever had the pleasure of following. Because prior to this season, I've wanted nothing more than him to die. And while he's the type of guy that if you were to ever check his hard drive, would be arrested like the Rurouni Kenshin author would. And has been. Seeing him at the end, skewer that bitch, looks at her like a pig. Is she alive? Probably. The hand thing makes it seem like that. But he's like, my father-in-law. Naofumi, because he wants to marry the bird because he's a weirdo. You are causing my father-in-law harm, I will skew. And he does. The most savage death ever. And all throughout the season, Naofumi has had no goddamn idea where he's been. And Naofumi has no idea that it's not just because he's dicking around. So many threats would have popped on Naofumi's doorstep if it wasn't for Spear Hero. Spear Hero is unironically the second most important hero at this point because he's actually competent and capable when he's locked in and focused. And the number of threats that Naofumi avoided because of a drunken, horny-upped Spear Hero, it brings me great joy. No Season 1 viewer would have ever expected to enjoy Spear Hero, and yet I think among the fans, the ones who are actually watching with their eyes open, we've all collectively been like, this dude's personality, I don't, but we gotta let him be. I loved it. I love this season. I'm probably gonna love Season 5. It looks like a bloody mess based on the preview they gave us, and your boy be excited for more. Like I said, if you don't like it and you're just respectful about it, I don't have an issue with you. I have an issue with the people who unironically try to bring us down. Like, there's a difference between I don't like this because of ABC, and then there's the this shit sucks, how can you like it? If you can't see the difference, then clearly I'm insulting you. But I think for most of you, you have a brain and can understand the difference of an opinion versus an opinion that tries to put down others. You know what I mean? So let me know what you thought. If you honestly didn't like this season, you can let me know your reasons. Just, be respectful about it, you know what I mean? I listed why I like this season, so you let me know yours. Leave a like, share your support, though. Subscribe if you're new around here. And Patrons, where you catch my full live reactions to all this greatness and more. Like, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Flaved Orcs 414, 12X, Drift, Ukando Itsuhuzi, Gutter Snipe, Samokrum, Troy, Rikamatsu, and we also have Jeffo369. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.